Hi, I'm Judy. Welcome to Go with Yin Yoga and a very special solar eclipse edition of a Yin Yoga practice to help you find more balance in your life between the two sides of you, between the dark and the light, the active and the easeful, right and left brains. We're going to bring that all into harmony as we celebrate both the light and the dark sides of ourselves. Because when we don't do this, we remain stuck. We can't move forward. So go ahead and gather up your props, bolster, blankets, blocks, and then come and join me on your mat in an easy seated position. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Let go even more. Last time, inhale deeply. Feel yourself grow taller and then exhale everything out that's not serving you. We'll begin with a hand mudra. I'm going to give you your choice between 2 different ones. One very simple, probably everybody knows it. It's called Anjali Mudra. And just bringing your right hand, pressing it into your left in front of your heart. It actually will help bring you back into balance, what's known as Sattva in yoga. It brings the right and the left side of your brain into balance. Now, another balancing mudra is Vishnu Mudra. It's also a very simple one where you take your index finger and your middle finger and you bend them down onto your hand and try and keep the rest of your fingers straight. Try anyway. And you can use that on your thighs. If you're familiar with using Vishnu Mudra with Nadi Shodhana or alternate nostril breathing, I invite you to do that right now if you'd like, because that is also very balancing. Before we get into that though, I invite you to also set an intention for your practice. It can be what I have already given you, bringing the 2 sides of yourself together into balance, into harmony, into sattva, or whatever you would like. And whichever mudra you are taking, I'm going to use Anjali Mudra because it's easier for you guys to see me. Come into that now. And just breathe deeply in and out through your nose. Alternately, you can take your right hand into Vishnu Mudra. Bring your index and middle fingers down. Take your ring finger between your eyes on your 3rd eye. Inhale through your left. Block that. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Block that. Exhale through your left. So on and so forth. As we move through this practice, I'm going to ask you to ponder the questions. Can you find ease in challenging poses or challenging times? Challenge helps us to change. And can you bring the dark and the light sides of you into harmony, knowing that you need both? Just like the earth needs the sun and it needs the moon. And go ahead and let that go. Come on off of your bolster or your cushion. Sit down to one side of your mat for now. Grab a block potentially. Come on up to your feet Legs are about hip width apart. And we're coming into squat pose. And I am going to use a block, at least this first time. I'm going to challenge you a little bit with this Yin Yoga practice. So sitting on a block, legs are apart, knees are coming out to either side of the mat. And I'm going to suggest, and it's just that, just a suggestion, on your inhale, inhale your arms up, making a circle as if you're embracing that sun. And exhale, let them come down. And inhale up. Visualizing, holding the energy of that bright sun. Inhale up. And exhale down. And then just let that go. Take your elbows into your inner thighs. Your hands into Anjali Mudra. And take a few deep breaths here. And last few breaths. And then slowly, no need to rush, come on off of the block, holding on to the block. Setting it aside. You may or may not want it for our next time in squat pose, because we are going to do this twice. And swing your legs around. Take them down to the end of your mat. Raise your arms up overhead. Spread legs and arms apart. And imagine you are a star. And just feel your energy settling. Feel the rebound. The last couple of breaths here. And then slowly take your hands down by your body and the soles of your feet to the mat. And come on over to one side. And slowly walk your torso upright. And onto your knees. And then onto your feet. And perhaps grabbing that block again. And this time I am going to suggest that you bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Anjali Mudra actually helps to bring into harmony, into Sattva, the right and left hemispheres of your brain, your logical and your creative. Sometimes we really need to think logically, and other times we need to be creative. And most of us have one side that we are more drawn to, that we find more easeful, but we need both sides. We need to be able to solve problems logically while also listening to our intuition. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe you're beginning to feel some heat rise. Last couple of breaths here. And once again, carefully and slowly, coming on off your block, setting it off to the side. You may or may not want it again in this practice. Always good to have. And take your legs out to the side and come back into star pose for roughly a minute. And just see how your body feels. Last couple of breaths here. And then with your next exhale, gently roll over to one side. Begin to walk your body upright. Come to kneeling and then turn to face the short end of your mat. Coming into tabletop pose. And inhale, step one foot forward into dragon pose. And to begin with, just briefly, if you'd like, press into that front foot, bring your torso more upright. You want a blanket to pad your knee. And again, on the inhale, bring your hands up into a circular shape. Exhale, let go. Imagine you're grabbing hold of that solar energy and that it's entering your whole body, heating your body, healing your body. And then just bring your hands to frame that front foot. An option to have your hands on your blocks as well if that feels right for you. Can you find ease in what may seem a challenging pose? And slowly push into your palms, lifting your hip, bringing the front foot back so you're back into a tabletop position. I'm going to suggest you maybe flow through some very gentle cat-cows. And of course you can take whatever movements feel right to your body. And go ahead and step the opposite foot forward. How's your breath doing? And just notice. Go deeply inside. What can you do in this challenging, perhaps to you, pose? Make it feel more easeful. Last couple of breaths here. And again, slowly push into your hands. Bring your hip back. Bring your front leg back. And this time you can flow through a few cat-cows. I'm going to suggest that you curl your toes under and begin to lift your knees off of your mat. Lifting your hip towards the sky, making any adjustments you need in your body and coming into a brief down dog. And from this beginning heat building sequence in this Yin Yoga flow, we're going to begin to cool things down. So imagine that sun is slipping behind that moon. And the light is fading. And on your next inhale, slowly bring your knees back towards the mat. You may want to come back towards the back of your mat. Coming back in a tabletop position. You may want to grab a few blocks or a blanket to pad your knees, and then slowly begin to walk your hands out, trying to keep your hips right over your knees as much as possible. And then reaching forward into melting heart. Beginning to go deeply inside. And beginning to take your attention to the darker sides of you, the sides that you try to hide from everybody. And what are they? Notice how the light is fading, even with closed eyes. You can feel that the warmth of the sun is disappearing. Temperature is dropping. And begin to press into your hands. Coming back into that tabletop position, walking your body forward. And bring your knees out as wide as the mat. And toes can touch. You may like a blanket between your calves and your thigh, or your shins and your thighs. Your calves and your thighs. It's been a rough day, folks. I'm not going to lie. And then slowly coming down for a wide knees child pose, or any variation of child pose that you would like. And now the light is gone. And it's cooled off. And you are left with your darkness. And once you embrace that darkness within you, we all have it. When you begin to learn to love yourself completely, light and dark, strong and weak, logical, creative. You're going to begin to move forward in your life, to grow, to bring things back into harmony, into Sattva. But always know that Sattva is a moving target. There are 3 gunas. There's rajas, very active. There's tamas, which is not active. And then in between the 2 is Sattva. And begin to feel warmth creeping up your back again. The sun is becoming out of the shadow of the moon. Feel the warmth slowly going up your spine, bathing your entire body in light and in healing. And slowly take your hands to the mat, walk them back towards your body, coming on upright. And once again, take your legs out to the side. Take them down towards the bottom of your mat. If there's a bolster down there like there is with mine, you might want to grab that. And just set it off to the side. And slowly lean back. Take your feet as wide as the mat and your hands wider than the mat, making a star shape. Embracing the return of the sun, knowing that all transitions are just that. Even though they may be challenging, they are temporary. And slowly bring your hands down by your sides. Get the soles of your feet to the mat. Take your time. Roll over to one side. Grab your bolster or some blankets or a cushion. Put them behind you on the mat. And take your hips up to the short end. The soles of your feet together. If you have blocks, you may want to put some underneath your upper thighs. And slowly relax back onto your bolster. And your arms come out to the side. You might also even want to roll up a bolster under each arm. You can completely let go. Soaking up the sun's rays again. Taking in the energy and the healing. But realizing that the darkness is always there, and that's okay. That you need those 2 energies to help balance you. And that when you accept that, you can do more than you ever thought you could. Feel the warmth of the sun coming onto your feet, your knees, your hips, onto your Muladhara chakra, your root chakra. And feel that heat and warmth moving up to your lower belly, your sacral chakra. And then moving up a little further just below your navel. Warming your solar plexus. And the sun comes further up your body, onto your heart, moving even further up, warming your throat, making communication easeful, and moving even further to the space between your eyebrows, igniting your intuition, and finally all the way up to the crown of your head. Connecting you with a power that is higher, whatever that may feel like for you. And the last couple of breaths here. And on your next inhale, reach down to your thighs and slowly bring your legs together. And just walk yourself off of the bolster, coming onto your side. We're moving into our final pose, Savasana. You might want to take that bolster and bring it under your knees. That helps to relax your low back. You can grab whatever props, maybe a blanket, your body temperature might lower. And bring your attention, back to whatever intention you set at the beginning of this practice. And I offered up to you that search for Sattva, for balance, for harmony. Something that's always ongoing. And also about finding challenge, finding the ease in challenge so that you can change. And then you can also, as you are relaxing in your final resting pose, Savasana, you can let the light and dark halves of you completely integrate into harmony or sattva. And allow yourself to just rest. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just take this time for you until you hear me speak again. Continue to relax in Savasana if you have the time. But if, like the moon, you have to move out into the rest of your day, allow your breath to deepen. Inhales are a little more complete. Exhales are a bit more full. Notice the air around you as it touches your body, the temperature of that air. Feel your body as it rests on the floor, back of the head, and the shoulder blades, whole spine, and the heels. And begin to take whatever little movements you need. Come out of the darkness and back into the light. And the eyes are still closed. And take one leg into your chest, then the other. Allow yourself to roll over to either side. And bottom arm is cradling your head. Take a few deep breaths here. Know that this is a practice that you can come back to again and again. It doesn't have to be a solar eclipse. The next almost total eclipse will be not in my lifetime. And the last one in where I live was before my mother was born, and she's 96. But this is a practice for balance, for integration that you can come back to as often as you need. And slowly use the strength of your arms to bring your torso upright and into an easy seated posture. Inhale one final time. Left palm into right. Thumbs into sternum. Slightly bowing your head over your hand. And give yourself thanks for taking this time just for you. I thank you for joining me. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be free from pain and suffering. And may you go out into your day feeling balanced, harmonious, and sattva. Slowly blinking your eyes open, taking in your mat and your floor, and raising your head. Allow your hands to drop to your thighs or your lap. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this practice, please click the like button. It helps me to share free Yin Yoga with as many people as possible. And if you'd like to practice with me, again, go ahead and click the subscribe button and click the bell.